starting today's episode off not on the oldest server in Minecraft. I'm just on the Archon for a backdrop right now. But ladies and gentlemen, Mitch, first of all, it's you and I, and today we get to meet the legend, our biggest enemy on the oldest server in Minecraft, the leader of the veteran army, Fitmc. How you doing, man?
Well, if it isn't the guy that ruined our server.
Fit, dude, it is good to meet you. Oh my god, I've heard you in your videos, but hearing that epic, deep, and I gotta admit, slightly intimidating voice, this is a different feeling for me, man. I guess I don't know what we're supposed to talk about today, but how you doing? You dislike me? I mean, I know we're not friends. We've never seen each other. What's up, dude? What's going on?
I mean, don't get me wrong, Rusher. You seem like a nice guy, you know. I mean, you got lots of fans, you know, you're good with kids, but in a place like 2B2T, you just don't belong there.
Oh, Fit. Dude, I don't know if you've seen some of my recent videos. We're coming, dude. I mean, I was just at the secret spawn base, Crystal Islands, I believe it's called, and I made sure to post a big Rusher banner right on the tower to let the veterans know, dude, we are growing. We're not growing in numbers. Obviously, we got the numbers, but we're learning, dude. We're learning, we're getting experience, and we're coming, dude. And Fit, one of these days, I am going to find you, and we're going to battle. I think it's going to happen, dude. I feel it, Fit. I feel it.
Oh, geez, a Rusher banner. Isn't that cute? Well, you know what, Rusher? You know where I am. I'm always at 0-0, so if you're ever up for a fight, you let me know.
Oh, I'm always down for a fight. I got to admit, though, I actually do got a question for you. The gapples. I think that, obviously the gear, the experience, you guys know the places, you know all this, but God apples are no longer craftable in 1.10 vanilla Minecraft, I believe, and the veterans were obviously prepared for this. And I know, I believe you. How many dubs of gapples do you have, if you don't mind saying?
Well, I suppose it doesn't really matter. I guess I could tell you, but yeah, before the update hit, we spent about a good 6 months AFKing at our gold farms every single day.
Oh,
I
man.
personally have about, let's see, in my stash, I have about 8 double chests of golden apples.
Oh my god, dude. Okay, so if I ever do battle with you, Fit, that may be the winning card right there. It is going to be very tough to compete, but when there's a will, there's a way, and I will fight my hardest, so will Mitch, and the Rusher army will fight our hardest just to be accepted, dude. Just to be accepted here on the oldest server in Minecraft.
Yeah, well, it's not so easy, because you see, before you showed up, you know, we were a nice, tightly knit little community. I mean, we weren't always at peace, that's for sure, but we were tightly knit, and then the day that you showed up, that changed everything.
Fit, I didn't mean to do this to you. I really didn't. I came on, there were, I think, 18 players online, and I came to experience one of the coolest things in Minecraft. I know I've changed things for the veterans, and, you know, I want to apologize to people who are upset, but at the same time, I want to stay, and we are going to stay, and this battle is going to continue. Last thing I will ask, Fit, before I go is, what are the odds? Because you've got these gapples, you've got this gear, and I know you've got a museum, I believe you're building. You've got so many of the coolest artifacts on the oldest server. I guess a couple things. One of them would be, how long have you been playing, Fit? I want to get to know you a bit, even though you're my enemy. How long have you been playing on here?
I've been playing on 2B2T since the summer of 2013, but I've been playing Minecraft since 2010. But
Wow. Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
so I mean, but by the server standards, joining in 2013, that makes me like a middle level player. Not as old as like the oldest ones, but not a new one either.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, last question for you. What are the odds of me ever locating your base, and will I be surprised and will I be humbled by the greatness of this thing? What is this? I've never seen your base. Do you have a base?
Yes, I do, but I'm very secretive about it. And honestly, I'm not really willing to disclose any information because there's a lot of other old players that would want to destroy it before you.
Okay, all right, lots of people. I mean, Fit and I do have our, of course, rivalry between us, but we have many enemies on the server, and it's not just me. Fit does as well. Fit, regardless of our rivalry, it's really good to meet you, man. I do enjoy your content, but here on the server, we are enemies, and my ultimate goal is to crush you and your team. I wish you the best of luck, Fit.
You as well.
Do you guys remember this spot? I forget when it was, but a few episodes back, we found this castle near spawn. I believe it was actually when we were going to the place that we're going to again today, except we are going to go to the correct place. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the oldest server in Minecraft. Today I am playing on the alt account. Of course, yeah, last episode on the alt account, we were at this secret spawn city. We were touring it. We got tons of items. We filled up our e-chest. And I've been playing for about an hour and 15 minutes or so, traveling back to spawn so that we can look at a couple cool things here today. We've only got a limited amount of time because we actually got to meet Fit there at the start of today's video. What a crazy experience, dude, talking to that guy. It was a little weird, little intimidating, but we're gonna be all right, dude. We're gonna be all right, dude. We can beat him. I know we can. Either way, it is very intense, a very fun competition. But I just thought it was funny. I didn't even mean to come here. It's just on my way to wherever I am going right now. We stumbled upon this place, so I figured I'd start right here. Mitch, as always, had trouble with the queue. Dude, Mitch always, like, here's what happened. He accidentally unplugged his router when he was helping his mom do some packing while we were waiting. So, he's not gonna make it today. It's just us, guys. It's just us, which is, I hope that's cool. And we're pretty close. We're about 2K blocks away from where we're going today. When traveling around spawn and I don't have to risk it, like I don't actually have to go to spawn to, in most cases, just meet Mitch or give something to Mitch, I highly recommend, and what I do is stay away from the highways. Obviously, we travel on the highways on the main accounts. It is very risky. It is, but it allows you to travel at such an efficient pace that we do it. We risk it. But right now, I've only got, and it's not too, it's like a few thousand blocks. Lots of people know about the place I'm going to right now. It's very close to spawn, but I am trying to stay 500 to 1,000 blocks away from highways at all times, just to avoid any conflict. Even though we are on the alt account, I still really do care about not dying because we've got ourselves some pretty good armor now. You know, sharp 3 sword, power 4 bow. We've got some better stuff on the alt than we do on the main, which I said last time. Along with our e-chest doesn't matter because we can always get that. We got lots of food on us as well, so just trying to be careful because now even on the alt accounts, it is prevalent to keep ourselves alive. We're closing in here. We're closing in on the build we're going to today. It should be just up ahead, and I think I see it right up there. So, ladies and gentlemen, what are we looking at right now? Well, if you remember, probably 5+ episodes back when I first got my spy, and oh my god, look at this. Look at this. We went to the old Wrath Outpost, and our spy was off by about 500 cords. So obviously we didn't know, so we just thought the outpost had been taken down, had been griefed. But I was later updated, as in recently updated, that he had gotten the coordinates wrong. Of course, I showed you some video footage of what the Wrath Outpost used to look like. I gave you some history, and just a reminder, the Wrath Outpost is a base completely made out of obsidian. Over tens of thousands of blocks of obsidian were used to build this thing, and it is right here in front of us. It was built years ago as a spawn incursion base. The people who were doing the killing at spawn, murdering mass amounts of people who spawned in here on the oldest server in Minecraft, they set up a base very close to spawn, out of obsidian, and it is right here. These are the ruins of it. Obviously, a base like this cannot be griefed, dude. This much obsidian, no one has the time. Not even the best griefers have the time to grief something this cool. Well, completely grief it. Obviously, there has been some high damage done to it, but check out how big this thing is, dude. And here is the symbol. It still stands strong today. I'm actually not too sure. Can you leave in the comments down below what symbol this is for? I want to take a guess, but every time I get it wrong, it's just super embarrassing. But I guess I embarrass myself with this every day with my history of the server. I'm still learning. But is it the Valkyrie team that existed way back when? I'm not too sure, because I do see this symbol around a lot. I'm sure it's been griefed multiple times, but it seems the server, or I mean the veterans, have kept it up just as a sign of respect for this this crazy monument. Also, you can see a piece of bedrock is right here. This is historic as well as bedrock. I forget when, but there was a certain time period where there was a glitch in the oldest server, or there was some I don't know if it was a dupe, a hack, a backdoor, where people were able to place bedrock for a short amount of time, and this is one of the pieces of bedrock that was once placed and obviously will never be destroyed. But check out the size of this thing. Like I said, I don't know the exact number of obsidian blocks. We said it in the last episode. It's just it's not in my mind right now, but I think it's something like 10,000, like tens of thousands of obsidian blocks were used to build this. Again, if you go back to the other episode, you can see what it looked like in its full form. What a monstrous base, dude. One of the coolest builds I've ever seen here on the oldest server in Minecraft. They just keep getting cooler. Again, another sign of the base. And look at from below what this thing looks like. Holy Lord, man. That is absolutely nuts, dude. The design, like, the design on these bases, and I said this with the secret spawn tour, it's not just because they're old. That's not the only reason they're cool. It's because the people who build these things are also extremely talented, and you can get a pretty good feel for that talent with this build right here. Let's get higher up and take a closer peek at what this thing has to offer. Climbing up on the outside now. Again, there is the sign of the creators of this base. I really have a feeling it's that. Is it Valkyrie? It starts with a V. I believe that is right. But again, tell me in the comments down below just to make sure I'm not giving the incorrect information here. All right, we continue to climb up. Oh my God, so cool, man. I love this type of stuff, dude. I love looking at, oh, and look at this. This just gives you an example of the sheer size of this base and this build, completely made out of obsidian blocks. Absolutely nuts. And I think there was obviously more than this before it was griefed. As I'm climbing up here, I just want to make a point, and I don't know if I've made this clear enough yet. As rushers on the server, ladies and gentlemen, we are here to mess with the veterans, right? The veterans have waged war against us. They're killing us at spawn. We are here to kill them and destroy, you know, what they have. But at the same time, not stuff like this. When I say destroy, I mean like little bases, right? Little bases here and there near spawn. We're at war with the veterans. But if you come across a veteran monument, something that's been there for a while, something that is part of the server's history, I highly recommend, as the kind of the leader, the captain of Team Rushers, we are not here to grief. We are not here to mess up the monuments and the builds and the history of the server. That is not what we're here for. We are battling, we are waging war so that we can be a part of the history. So we can join the history and join the builds and make some for our own. That is our goal here on the server. And you know, obviously we're gonna take stuff. We're gonna loot stuff. We're at war. They're gonna raid our bases. We're gonna hit theirs right back. But not, out far, even things like this, even like the Valley of Wheat, anything that's important. It's not respectful. And seriously, it's a serious thing to many people on this server, and including myself. I totally understand that the history of this thing stays untouched, and I just wanted to throw that out there. Obviously, some of you aren't going to listen, but I thought if you're a true rusher, if you want to be part of the rushers, that's what we do. That's what we do. We do not grief. We're fighting to join the experience ourselves. All right, let's get a view from up top, dude. Check this out, man. Like, just think, all of those obsidian blocks, man, all the time it would have taken to build that. Just absolutely awesome. So I'm really glad and check that out too, the design is just so cool as well. Well, there it is. That is the Wrath Outpost, an outpost, a base used for the people who were basically making the incursion happen. I think it was the second or third incursion. This is where they met up, they grouped up, and they went to spawn and started killing, because that is what this time period was all about. It was a period of rage for Valkyrie, or the faction or the team that built this base. It was a period of rage because they had just lost one of their most prized bases. It had been griefed, and that is one of the main reasons this went down. Okay. So I'm really glad we were able to see the real Wrath Outpost. I think that's super epic. Thank you to my spy for correcting himself. We've got one more place to go to today. I don't know how epic it is or how cool it is compared to what we just saw, but it is something that we should jump onto. And again, it's very close to spawn, and it's rather than a build, I think it's some sort of highway. We'll see. I don't know much about it, so I'm super interested to get there. Only a couple thousand blocks away. Where we have arrived now is called the Southern Canal. Now, right now, it looks, it's obviously a little griefed by somebody with a Frostwalker enchant. See, rushers don't do all the griefing. I have a high assumption this was griefed by a fellow veteran. But basically what this is it is supposed to be a water passageway. And I'm assuming it turns into a water passageway at some point here. But it starts very close to spawn, and it goes on for 25,000 blocks. Maybe even more than that. So we are on it right now. I've definitely been on this before. I just didn't know it was called the Southern Canal. But basically, what the point of it is, right now, it's still really good. It allows you to speed walk on the ice, right? To run as fast as you can, because ice obviously makes you run faster. But basically, it's supposed to be made so you can put a boat in the water, and I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, you lose a lot less hunger, if any, while you are in a boat. So it's way easier to travel out further. So they made this thing, the Southern Canal. I assume I can tell you the coordinates of this because you could probably think by the name. Southern, South, Canal. Either way, I am basically going, it's a zero highway. It's a zero highway, and I am heading positive Z right now. So I don't even know if that's towards the south because my F3 is not working correctly right now. So with that being said, it's a good route to travel to get out of spawn. Apparently along this route, there's lots of different farms and outposts and probably ruins, etc. So we'll walk, probably not the full 25,000 blocks right now because that would be a long haul. But this is the Southern Canal, and I thought I'd show you it and show you the efficiency of it, because walking on this thing, you're going to get pretty far. However, it's not very useful right now because the point of it is to obviously save hunger, and you don't want to be sprint jumping out of spawn if you have no food. So really right now, it has no advantage compared to other pathways, unless you're like me and you already got food and you're sprint jumping everywhere anyways. But I'm sure at some point, I mean, I hope at some point, this turns into a riverway, and you can grab in your boat and just go. That was what this once was, before it was obviously griefed here. You can tell where this guy walked. The guy using Frostwalker, I believe that's what it is, the Frostwalking enchant. He took a detour and then came back around. This guy just messed everything up, man. Same here. He just walked around this way. He dodged it for a little bit, and then he swoops right back in. Again, for a person like me right now, for someone with food, it's better to have the ice, right? I prefer the ice compared to the water, but for people starting out, the water is definitely a more viable option. We'll probably walk to 5,000 or 10,000 blocks out just to see if there's anything cool along the way. And that'll be the end of our adventure today. I have now walked over 5,000 blocks on this thing, and the ice just continues. And at this point, again, it's just a good thing. Past 2,000 or 3,000 blocks as far as a person would normally make it, it's a good thing. Kind of sucks that the canal aspect, though. You know, it was the canal. It's a river. It's a waterway. It's the one waterway out of all the 3 highways, or out of the 4 highways, I believe. Obviously on each quadrant. But I think we are going to stop moving from here because if I do have to backpedal, you know, to go get Mitch at some point or to go look at something else around spawn, I don't want to be wasting food. We wasted, not wasted, but used up about a stack and a half of bread and half a stack of potatoes into today's episode. It was a lot of running and a lot of walking, but that's part of the game. That's part of the oldest server in Minecraft. And with that being said, probably the highlight, obviously, of today's video is really cool seeing the real Wrath Outpost. But meeting Fitmc and seeing what he's all about was pretty interesting as well. He's very serious about this server. He's very serious about the war that is going on, as am I. And him and I, the two leaders, have yet to meet on the oldest server in Minecraft. But now I've heard his voice and I've been able to talk to him. Didn't really get anything out of him, unfortunately, other than he has 8 dubs of God apples. Absolutely insane. But one day, if he makes one little mistake, his base will be mine. And that is the ultimate goal. Take down his base, and the rushers will have a huge advantage in the 2B2T war.